Hi, my name is Albert, and I'm one of the aquarists here at the California Science Center. Today I'm excited to bring our animals to you virtually through our new deep dive series. So in each episode of this series, I hope to bring you closer to our animals as we explore what makes them so unique and amazing, and also how we as animal care professionals provide an environment for them to thrive. Today we'll be kicking off this series with Shark and Ray Awareness Day. So Shark and Ray Awareness Day occurs every year on July 14th, and its goal is to bring awareness to the plight of sharks and rays around the world. So we know that sharks and rays face many human-caused threats such as climate change, habitat loss, overfishing, and bycatch. And because many of them fulfill very unique niches or special roles in their ecosystems, they can be very sensitive to seemingly small changes to their environment. In addition to these threats, sharks and rays have a very bad rep. They're often misunderstood as vicious or dangerous, and have been portrayed as so in the media. So today we're going to look at 3 species that we have here at the California Science Center that defy those negative stigmas, and hopefully we'll understand why they're so unique and how they're important to the Kelp Forest ecosystem itself. Our first species of this episode is the horn shark. Horn sharks are endemic to California and the Gulf of California. They're named for those handsome brow ridges above their eyes and not for their defensive dorsal spines. These spines are used to deter predators like elephant seals and angel sharks, who can engulf an entire shark only to spit them out after being spined in their mouth. The majority of a wild horn shark's diet consists of invertebrates like mollusks and crustaceans. But here in our kelp tank, we try and give them a well-rounded diet, supplementing what they would be getting in the wild. Our horn sharks enjoy a wide diet of frozen food like crab, squid, and small fish like anchovies. Here at the California Science Center, we have 2 females and 2 males. Sharks and rays are sexually dimorphic, meaning males and females present different physical characteristics. Males can be identified by their claspers, which is an anatomical structure found by their pelvic fins and that is used in mating. Mating happens quite frequently in our kelp tank, and we often find corkscrew-shaped horn shark eggs throughout the entire habitat. They are shaped this way so that the mother can secure them into nooks and crevices throughout the rocky reef, safe from predators. Juvenile horn sharks tend to prefer sandy flats and deeper water, but as they mature, horn sharks move up shallower onto rocky reefs, kelp forests, and other algae beds where they can often be found resting in the flowing fronds of kelp. Let's take a look at our next species, the round ray. Round rays are endemic to the Northeast Pacific Ocean, ranging from Humboldt Bay to Panama, but are found mostly here in Southern California. They love soft-bottomed habitats with sand or mud, but can also be seen cruising the edges of rocky reefs and kelp forests. Round rays are benthic predators. They forage at the bottom during the daytime for benthic organisms like worms, crabs, and mollusks. They use their flattened pectoral discs to dig pits in the substrate to uncover buried prey. This behavior of digging through the sand also uncovers prey for other animals like small fish, and thus they play an ecologically important role. So helpful, be like a round ray. Here at the California Science Center, we designed their diet to be as close to their natural diet as possible. They get a healthy variety of frozen protein like shrimp, scallops, and mussels, with the occasional fish for a well-rounded diet. When they're not foraging for food, they can often be found resting within the substrate and will bury themselves almost completely. This also serves a defensive function. By hiding or camouflaging with their environment, they can avoid predators like seals, sharks, and giant sea bass. However, this also makes them hard to see by people. If you love going to the beach in Southern California, you've probably been encouraged to do the stingray shuffle. Round rays are responsible for the majority of accidental stings of Southern Californian beachgoers. Their venomous barb can be found on top of their tail, and while it can be very painful, it is not lethal. These little rays can be the source of fear for many beachgoers, but with the right precautions, we can share the beach peacefully. Last, but certainly not least, is the leopard shark. Their name comes from the distinctive saddleback markings and large spots over their back, and yet they're often mistaken for tiger sharks, which are much larger and are more common in tropical waters of the Central Pacific. Found throughout the western coast of North America, they are a common sight in kelp forests as well as sandy or muddy flats. These are our largest species of shark at the California Science Center, with our largest female measuring over 5 feet long. Leopard sharks are especially adapted to feeding on the bottom. They love to forage for small benthic animals like crabs, shrimp, and worms, but won't pass up the opportunity for small fish as well. Due to their active nature, we offer them a wide variety of frozen food, giving them a balanced and nutritious diet of invertebrates and fish. We also condition our sharks to come to a target to receive food. This serves many purposes, one being that the sharks are rewarded with food for completing a task, which is approaching the floating target. This is an indicator of good mental health and a stress-free environment. Another purpose is that it allows us to position where the feed happens, which is very important in a mixed species habitat like the kelp tank, where a majority of our animals are target fed by our divers. By designating an area or space of the exhibit specifically for leopard sharks, we ensure that the sharks and the rest of their tank mates all get a chance at a less competitive environment in which to feed. Sharks and rays are amazing and special creatures because many of them exist in top predator roles or as keystone species. Their presence in any habitat is a direct indicator of how healthy that habitat is. And so the removal from that habitat, whether it's through direct fishing or through the loss of their prey, can mean profound disruptions further down the food web and ultimately the ecosystem itself. For example, horned sharks are one of the many predators of sea urchins. Now, if sea urchins are left unchecked, then they can decimate miles of kelp forests and turn them into urchin barrens. So we have to recognize and understand the impact that we can have on these animals and their habitats. And the first step is through raising awareness. Thank you all for joining me on this deep dive into our sharks and rays. I hope you all enjoyed this episode, and we hope to see you very soon. Until next time.